My background is in marketing and startups. I see disc golf as a startup that needs rapid growth. I'm 1/4 of the core team of European Disc Golf Festival. And I'll talk a bit about what we have done, what we plan. We have 4 parts. First I'll do the intro, then I'll show a video, a small video. Then I'm a marketing guy, then I have Kristi. Kristi will show some presentation about the marketing, and the 4th part is Silverkütt doing the eventos part, showing how we manage things. So overall, about disc golf, I have been in disc golf for the last 10 years. I started when Estonia had around 400 disc golfers. Right now we have approximately 40,000-50,000. In Disc Golf Metrics, the system that we use for weeklies and other competitions, there are 31,000 plus unique accounts. Most of them play, so I'd say the number is good. Talking about the event itself, there are 4 core points. First point is vision. When we started last year or year before with the European Championships, our vision was that one day we would like to host the World Championships in Tallinn Song Festival grounds and Kadrioru Park, the presidential one next to it. Then we had the master plan. The master plan had 4 steps. The first one, because we didn't have any reference in a big competition organizing part. We did tons of local competition, Estonian Championships, all these, but not an international event. So to have a reference, we bid for the European Championships. So that was our first goal. The second goal is having a Disc Golf Pro Tour event here. Right now we're here. The third goal is Major, that is next year, at the same place. And the 4th one, the ultimate goal is the Worlds. And our aim is to bring the Worlds to Estonia as fast as possible. Because right now we're in a pretty good position with Kristi pushing the game and promoting it this way that we have all access everywhere to organize a good event. So I talked a bit about the vision part. The master plan was put together this way that, like I told, disc golf should be like a startup, so we're in a good phase. And the key thing here that I see is the team. That most of the organizers do wrong is that they try to have the team really small, and usually the head organizer micromanages lots of things. We try to take opposite direction. We try to do this way that the core team is in place, and then we have the main team, and then volunteers. So, for example, right now we have 4 core members here that manage most of them. Then we have the expertise from, for example, Tarmo, the TD of the event, that knows his part and does it really well. Then we have 10 plus personnel on the background, that everyone has its own tasks, from vendor village to volunteer organization to sponsorship to banners, course maintenance. And then around 70 volunteers here. So that's one part. How we see it should be organized this way that, for example, I'm responsible of the marketing side and communication, so I don't know much about the course. That's not my specialty, and I don't put my nose into that part. I know that there is Ralf, the other core team member, that does it really well. Production part, Silverkütt is doing on that side working, and Mattias is responsible for the head of operations. So the aim to tell is that find these people around you that can execute and are passionate about disc golf. And what I wanted to tell is that one thing I see in disc golf is that there is not only competition on the course, but even outside of the course. There is like US, Europe, Finland, Estonia, Latvia, always competing on some cases, but I'd say that we are team disc golf, so that we should compete against football, basketball, other sports. So that's the thing, that we try to be better of others, but that's not the point, and that's how to share the information as well. So 10 years ago when we started, first 3, we organized our own little weeklies. I thought that that's good. And then, as I'm a marketing background guy, I started thinking of how to get the information how to run a proper event. So what we did, we went with Ralph to GBO at that time. We went, wrote to Doug, shake hands, said we're crazy Estonians, we want to organize a big event in the future, but we don't know anything about the event itself, how to organize it, so we want to be volunteers. We want to play the event and we want to be volunteers. So Doug took us on board, introduced there was like around 1,000 plus players at that time. Ralph has been to DDO, now it's DDO for the last, 8 years, I have been there 3 times. So the push to organize a good event started from there. So thanks to Doug, I think we're here. And the final part is, like I told about the dog, is that find people and don't try to invent the bicycle. Because, for example, this year we added to our team Silvergütt, who has rally background, BRC rally, main organizer in Estonia, doing the best rally in the world. And the professionalism that comes from his part this year is incredible. So again, he started with Ralph, throwing some discs in this Maniku course near Tallinn. So he got hooked. So the main goal for us should be to expand the community this way, that the more we expand the community, the more we find the enthusiasts, people with other expertise from different fields that we combine into disco. So that's a small intro for me. Kristi, can we show the video? So last year, the European Championships, we applied to this Kuldmuna. Kuldmuna is a Estonian-based award for marketing and advertising, and we got the golden egg for the event. This way that our core team doesn't have any huge experience before into professional event organizing this way. So it shows that if you have the passionate people together that want to work and want to find out how to do things in the correct way, of course we did lots of mistakes as well, you can win everything.
Tallinna lauluväljakul sündmuste puuduse üle kurta ei saa, kuid see, mis nüüd 16.–19. augustini siin minu selja taga toimub, on midagi enne olematut. Siia on pandud mõne päevaga peale weekendi kontserdi püsti tõeline discgolfi paradiis ja välja selgitatakse Euroopa meistrid. Loomulikult on osalejate hulgas ka meie oma superstar Kristi Tatar, aga siin on ka palju muud. Teeme väikse tiiru peale, mida kuni laupäevani siin näha saab.
How did we get here? When we got the chance to organize the European Disc Golf Championships in the fall of 2022, we knew we wanted to make it special and unlike anything the disc golf world has seen before. We set our game plan, splitting the event communication into 4 parts. Our goal was to raise 300,000 euros. We succeeded, securing 330,000 euros from 33 different sponsors. But how do you fill the Song Festival grounds with 5,000 spectators? We let the national team players take the lead.
Minu nimi on Albert Tamm.
Mina olen Keiti Tätte.
Mina olen Kristi Tatar ja kutsun teid kõiki vaatama Euroopa meistrivõistlusi discgolfis, mis toimuvad lauluväljakul.
We visited different podcasts.
Eks meie üritame ka selle võistlusega kuidagi seda ust pauguga maha lüüa ja näidata, et Euroopas osatakse ka seda asja teha.
Lauluväljak on täiesti fenomenaalne koht, kus discgolfi mängida. Ma tean, kui äge rada meil tuleb.
Organized a media day.
Me oleme siin lihtsal põhjusel. Augusti keskel toimuvad siin discgolfi Euroopa meistrivõistlused. Kõik Eesti, kõik Euroopa paremad on kohal.
And sent the legendary Kalev Cruz and Sandra Raju to play the championship course.
Pole hullu, paneme edasi!
We decorated bus stops and billboards across the city. Took over screens in Sportland, Tallinn hotels, Telia House, and reached many homes through social media and digital ads. We put up banners on disc golf courses all over Estonia and branded cars. And then it was time for the players to step on the tee. During the 3 competition days, the event was covered by nearly 200 outlets worldwide. 7,500 spectators visited the Song Festival grounds, and nearly 40,000 people were captivated by the event live in front of their TVs and computers. And how were the feelings after the event?
Korraldajatiim on väga suurepärast tööd teinud.
Me tegime päris mitu intervjuud siin prodega ja kõik ütlevad, et vau, et see on tõesti maailma tasemel üritus.
Probably the best run event so far, what I've seen, because
I mean, it has everything.
Küsiti, kas see on hea rada, aga kõik ütlesid, et Majori rada on ta kindlasti.
Luckily, the Disc Golf Pro Tour team felt the same. And today, we can proudly say that this year, an elite event will be held in Tallinn. And next year, it will be a major, the highest level distinction in the sport. Top players from around the world are very excited to compete here in Estonia. So see you at the Song Festival grounds.
Okay, and then I'll follow up with a little story on how we sell ourselves. So when we got right to host the championships, it was a great start because the players had to be here to get the title, and because Estonians love disc golf, it wasn't too hard to get the crowd here. But how do we go from 7,500 people to 15,000 people in a year? In the beginning of the year, we ditched the user-generated content and went on to player-generated content, meaning that when they started announcing their tour plans, we reposted them to get the people excited of who's going to be here and who they can see when they come here. So on days like Valentine's Day, Christmas, and Estonian Independence Day, we reused content from last year, made videos specifically for those dates, and it was also a very big magnet, click magnet. We turned back to our old sponsors because they saw what we are able to do. We promised them to do even more, and I think most of the sponsors we had last year are with us this year, and thanks to that support, we also have plenty of new sponsors that trust us now. We turned to local media houses in neighboring countries to get more local level news in like their own language, so we don't have to bomb their media with English news, but they can do it in their own language, so it's more trustworthy. We partnered up with Visit Estonia to target foreign markets, specifically Finland the most, because it's a neighboring country with a big disc golf scene. We did online and offline media there. And thanks to Visit Estonia, we can also do player and PDGA events like the brewery tour that we did on Tuesday evening, which was also a big hit with the players. Of course, we do the usual things like offline and online media. Most of the country has been bombarded with our outdoor media thanks to our sponsor JCDecaux, who we got on board last year and this year also. And also we've been driving around City Motors cars that are branded with our logos and stuff all around Estonia and also neighboring countries, just to be on the picture all the time. Disc Golf now has a sub-page on Delphi, which is our partner media house, who was also the main sponsor of last night's Superstar Challenge. We did a video experiment with one journalist, Gentor, who had never played disc golf before, but writes about disc golf all the time. So a few months back, Ralph invited Gen on the course and started teaching him with the main goal of getting Gentor to go on the Monday qualifier to show the regular persons or people that disc golf isn't as easy as you might think that it is. And I think we did show that because within the 5 weeks that Gentor had, he didn't get good enough to even get on the Monday qualifier. So he went to the pre-qualifier of the qualifier, and he got like the last spot. So it wasn't a very good round for him. And what's worked really well for us is heart-to-heart posts, like Silver said. The disc golf community in Estonia is very strong and holds together. So like this post where we just say that like you should be here because it's Estonian disc golf that we're supporting to show the world what we are made of and what we are capable of. And it works. People do trust us, and they do come here to enjoy it. Any questions?
We are here. We are one. We will fight. We will fall. we will prevail. From the fjords of Norway to the shores of Spain, from the fire of Iceland to the hope of Ukraine, 30 countries, one voice. Go Europe!
Yes, hello.
Hey.
Johannes from Austria. Could we use this case study in our country?
Of course, yeah.
That would be great.
Of course.
Yeah, we'll set about materials.
Mm-hmm. I'll put some more notes so you'll understand the things that I didn't even understand without my notes. So.
One question. Those sponsors from out of the disc golf world are quite impressive. Which are the strategies that, especially here in Estonia, maybe disc golf is as popular that even those sponsors, there is some marketing guy that also plays disc golf. But which are the different strategies if in another country like Austria, like Spain, like France, where disc golf is not as popular, how can we approach a sport like Nike or a local car manufacturer to try to sponsor disc golf?
Yeah, you don't have to go that big. Like, for example, Estonia has different counties, so every country has tons of local companies that are really profitable. Like, I mean, like earning, I don't know, €1 million profit a year. So if you get the disc golf or whatever sport in that region, so they are willing to sponsor anything. So, for example, if you look at the European Disc Golf Festival, then around, I don't know, 2-3% comes from manufacturers, if we talk budget-wise. If we talk ticket sales, it's around 10-15%. So it means that most of the money comes outside of disc golf, from companies to the government. So it's all about sharing your vision and going door to door. In Estonia, there's a word or a phrase to say that you can know every Estonian by two people. So if I don't know Tarmo, then Risto knows Tarmo, so I have to find somebody who knows Tarmo. So, and then for us, we divided the sponsoring list this way, that there's categories like banking, I don't know, car partner, insurance, all that. We went first to the ones that sponsored us last year. If they didn't want to sponsor, then we had different kind of plans. For example, banking, we had the plan A, B, C. If the A says no, we go to B. If the B says no, we go to C. And if the C says no, then we have a problem and we have to find D. So you start with small. You don't offer too much, but you sell your vision that we want to do something big. And disc golf is a really good sport regarding people's health. And it's doable for everyone. So that's the vision that we try to sell always when we go. And it works. At the beginning, we started with 1-2 sponsors, like 4 years ago. So now it's, Maitis can tell, 50 plus. This event is sponsored by 53.
Great. And another question is regarding the model of festival. I told yesterday to a couple of people, I was a pioneer back in the 80s on mountain biking. I remember those mountain biking festivals, which was more than a competition. You have an elite competition, and then you had an amateur competition, and the brands showing the new bicycles, and things for all the family, the food, exactly what you are doing here. I feel that this change from pure competition to a show. At the end of the day, this is a show, this is an opportunity to have a good time all together. I saw yesterday a lot of families with the small kids. I suppose that maybe the husband plays disc golf, the wife say, okay, there's a concert, there's things for the kids, there is food, VIP, we can go together. How would you, I feel that this is a key aspect of the success of this competition, no? Not only competition, but everything around.
Yeah, if you talk about top events, then our vision is that you can agree or disagree, but the events should be divided into two. One events that are 4 or 5 events in a year that are meant for spectators, show to grow the sport. The other events should be held in technical, wooded, special courses that are really top level. The focus there should be production. How to produce that kind of a TV signal that everybody can watch and have this type of experience. But to get the sponsors on board, then it's really hard to put banners and stuff out to the booths. And it's not appropriate, in my opinion. This kind of venues, there are these type of venues everywhere in the world if we start looking. Even like today we talked to Krista Neiland, who is the head secretary of our federation, that next year we want to organize Estonian Championship in Tartu, the second biggest city. There is a smaller version of Lauluväljak. And Christoph said that it's the perfect thing because Tartu has its own community. So again, the event should be held like, in our vision, two ways. One are like top-notch courses in a middle of nowhere, to say, and the other ones should be next to people. Because if we talk about yesterday, then I say half of the crowd was non-disc golf related. And the key element was Karl-Erik Tauka's concert. One concert that brought in around 1,000 extra eyes who watched disc golf as well. And I'm quite sure we had like a kickback marketing strategy, how we send them SMSs and messages and emails throughout, thanking them for coming, but come and see the main event as well. So I think this warm-up was yesterday a very good start of the event.
Yes, this is more of a, my name is Elvis, I'm an organizer from Latvia. I have a marketing type of question regarding the strategy. Have you clearly defined your target audience for the event and who is it? And what do you think are the best strategies to kind of reach out to them? Because various things work for different people, and are you targeting more of an actual disc golf player? And how much would you compare like the non-disc golf player productivity from marketing and disc golf player marketing perspective?
Yeah, we divide the marketing into two. I'm more focused disc golf related community. Mattias and Kristi are more focused outside disc golf community. So, for example, Mattias is doing great work in Delphi to introduce the sport itself, to find people that don't know anything about disc golf. I'm working on people that already know about disc golf. So we have divided into different parts, and I think everything works. Like if you combine them, then that's why we get the reach.
And what works the best on such players and non-players? The most effective?
If you go to, like Kristi said, heart to heart, you tell them honestly why they should come and why is this important.
Yeah, I think also for the players in Estonia, at least, it's heart to heart, and for everybody else, it's the festival part of it all, and Kristin Tatar, because I think Kristin Tatar is the main reason why people who don't play come here, because she's just the queen here. If we had a queen, then she would be it.
The player, do you have some sort of agreement and you pay for their promotion, or they're just volunteering and doing from heart?
No, everybody's volunteering. When I saw Albert 2 weeks ago, he was like, hey, I'm coming to Tallinn on Monday. If you want to do anything, I'm up for it, because they also believe in it, and it's also good for them to have the events happening at their home, because it's different having it in your home than it is traveling to the States all the time. Mm-hmm. And especially after yesterday's event, the praise has been sky high. It's like being the shy Estonians we are, it's awkward to take in all the praise, but I guess we'll manage.
So where's the phone book with all the players?
In my phone. So that's why I have to keep it close.
I'm coming back to Calixto's question about different types of sport level, or like Silver said, that top-notch quality courses should be in the forest, and then the pop-ups should be in the cities. Actually, there is quite an easy logic behind this, that if you want to make a sport popular, you have to bring the sport to people, not people to the sports. So that's actually what we are doing over here. To take 5,000 people from Tallinn to 70 or 60 kilometers from Tallinn to a course, it's so difficult because you need to do so much work. It's much easier to bring the course to the people and to say that now, 1 kilometer from your home, you have a ideal festival where all the family can have fun. You have something for children, something for women, something for men, and everybody can enjoy. I have one funny, maybe not funny example, but a real-life example from yesterday. Our stage builder who built the stages came today asking that can I buy 4 sets of discs because my children and wife would like to go to play. So actually it means that everything will start from small things. The feeling they got, the emotion they got will drive them to play the disc golf. So actually it is quite a weird way how to do it, but I would say it is working. And we will see soon, hopefully, what the numbers in our disc golf associations are doing, but I hope it's going to grow rapidly, because we need to do that kind of events in order to make the sport popular. Okay, we have, I would say we have quite good key elements available. We have female #1, Estonian. The media coverage is huge. I would say she is #2 clicked sport person in Estonia. The first one is the rally driver Ott Tänak. They are really far away from the others, so this is working for us. I would say we have a great venue location in the heart of Tallinn, which is also good. And I have to say, now I'm first year part of this organization, and I have been in the rally organization, like Silver said, is that also the quality of the organization is very good, and people are really helpful and trying to do the maximum to have every detail corrected before the event. So this is, I would say, you have some 3-4 elements that you need to have in order to maximize the value of the event and to have more and more players to the sports. Because in the end of the day, like Silver said, this is not about money. Yes, for some people it is a little bit about money, but I would say generally it's about the mission, how to get more players, how to get the quality of the events better, and how to have more world champions from Estonia. So this is something we need to achieve, and I hopefully soon we'll see also male world champion from Estonia. So there is a little bit to go, but let's see where we are.
We do have one now.
Yeah. Yes. Okay, it's coming. Good.
Yeah, but it didn't come like overnight. So, for example, the media part, it's not all about Kristi Tatar, because Kristi Tatar has been built this way that we have the stubbornness of ourselves, and Kristi's stubbornness to become the #1 is the key. But we had to convince the journalists, the people, the sponsors that disc golf is here to stay and we want to grow it. So at the beginning, nobody wrote us, the news, nobody. So we stubbornly just ping them again and again and again and again and again, and now we're here where finally we have the sub menu of, I don't know, next to Formula 1 and the biggest of the, but it took like 2-3 years, consistent work to introduce it. So I don't know, Mattias has been to random journalists on a course like, I don't know, 50 times. So teaching the same, starting over and over again, like this is a putter, this is a putter, this is a putter. And then you finally click, you find the 50 journalists, you find the 3 that are into disc golf. For example, rally guy Silver is also into disc golf. So, and now he's here giving us the know-how, how to organize an event this big. So that's the key element, consistency.
Hello, Martin here from Latvia. At the beginning I had 1 question, right now I have 3. So let's start with the fastest one. So Silver, you are coming from Latvia, from a rally background. Last week we had a WRC rally in Latvia. So the first question, taking account how much or how big is the operations in the rally. So what percentage of the operation, let's say the total operations or things what you need to do is here needed in the disc golf compared to the rally?
I would say work-wise 10%. I can give you some numbers. In rally we have 3,000 people working in the weekend. So it is a little bit different scale. I think we have here around 200 something, yeah. So this is one example, but I think the main difference with other sports like rally or let's say Ironman competitions or something like this is the area where you are organizing, because it's a huge area. Over here we are talking, or in disc golf generally, we are talking about, I don't know, 10 or 15 or 20 hectares of land where you need to build, or maybe even a little bit more, but the area is the problem, because then you need a lot of people to build it and to dismantle it, and so that's actually the biggest difference.
Does it feel like a walk in the park?
Yeah, we are walking nearly in the park, but it's no. It's I would say I haven't ever, I think, done in rally organizing so many steps like I have done now this week. So it feels like so far I think I have done already a marathon. So it's 45 kilometers. So just walking around the house all the time and to the courses and so on. But it's not a walk in the park, because for me it is completely new thing. Yes, I like to play disc golf at some point. We played together with Calixto one round Monday evening, I think. I won by one throw. The result was really bad. I'm not going to tell what was the result, but it's not walk in the park, because you have so many different elements. I think we have around 4 kilometers of fences. We have more than 5 kilometers of banners, so it's a lot to do, and you have to be very detailed in order that all these 53 or 55 sponsors are satisfied, because the biggest job actually to organize the event is to secure the funding, and the stupidest thing to do is to lose the funding, so that you don't have the repeat funding. That's the most important thing, I would say. You have to please all the partners, so that all the banners are correctly, all the what you have promised has been done, all the follow-up has been done, so that the next year you go, or already now in few months we go, then they are happy to continue, and maybe to raise the, a little bit the stakes. So this is actually what we have to do from year to year, and for Matthias and for all the team, I would say this is a really difficult task, because, for example, from government this year we got nearly 200,000 euros funding, but there is a lot of regulations behind what we need to do, what we need to prove, what kind of documentations, reports, and so on. So basically we need one person to work a month to produce all the documentations and everything, and still there is always a risk that they find something and they said, okay, this is not going for the project. So it is quite difficult thing, not the walk in the park, but let's say in a small scale, same as WRC, but less people. So we are doing the same things, but there are not so many people involved.
But then I heard from Latvian organizers that they have, I think, few hundred or even 1,000 pages of the operational instructions. Do you have also this one in disc golf? So you have everything written where it should be, what should be done by whom and so on?
No. We are keeping a lot of different systems. One system I'm going to show you shortly, but we use also in rally. Is the organizer's tool, but generally we have a lot of visions, what we need to achieve. Every meeting we have some more, let's say, initially we call them stupid ideas, but then after somebody has slept some nights, then they start to think, okay, maybe it's going to be a good idea, and we should try to find a way how to make it happen. Everything basically what you see on the course has had some kind of idea behind, and like these animals or the vendor area, how to make it like one piece. So this is something we want to achieve and also improve in the future, that disc golf is not. It is a sport. We must respect the sport part, which is important, that all the rules, all the elements, all the technical parts are being respected. But we need to build a lot of promotion around it, because then we can attract money from the sponsors, and it has to look huge, because then they feel that, okay, this could be the place where I'm doing my company days. I'm asking 50 people to come over. So we need to have that kind of switch, that the companies and the big companies, like we have this DGPT or LHV, which is one of the biggest banks in Estonia, Cramo, which is one of the biggest rental companies in Estonia, that they feel that this is the place where I would like to do my company fests or seminars or whatever, so that they feel that, okay, this is one place where we would like to do or go. And another thing what we are providing to the partners is that, which is also attracting people to the disc golf, is that together with the sponsorship, they are getting also a disc golf training for their employees. So that after the event, they will select the weekend or a day, and then Ralph and the team will go together to the course, and they will learn them how to throw and do a mini competition, so that we can attract these people as well to the sports. And then when you find, like DGPT, what was a funny thing, I can shortly tell the story. We have been there with Rally earlier to ask the sponsorship. They said no, so we had another partner. And we made a contact to introduce disc golf. And we knew some things that we need to provide, and that's actually important for you in the future as well, that you need to do your homework about the sponsors and their targets. Normally the companies are stating it in the websites. Our target is go CO2 emission free or whatever. They have some long-term targets. And you should be clever and to combine the event and their targets, so it's easier to match their plans eventually. And with DGPT, it was quite an interesting thing, not an easy project for us. It took quite a long time, but they had some players inside the house who were supporting, because when you have a large community of disc golfers like we have in Estonia, most probably somebody in the company is playing. So it's helping to make the decision. And another thing is that as this event, as on this event, we would like to achieve the CO2 emission-free event status. So we're monitoring every aspect of the electricity, water, all the banner productions, the plastic productions, the fuel consumption. And we are eventually planting back the trees to the nature, to non-forest area, so that we can get the CO2 emission-free certificate. Then this was also their target. And this is also LHV Bank's target and also Cramo's target. And all the big companies nowadays are eager to go more green. So this is something you can sell very well, but you must make the step, which is not a cheap one, to implement all the policies to the event, how to achieve the CO2 certificate. For example, this house, the hotel where most of the officials and players are living in, are using green energy this week. So we have asked them to switch to green energy. We're paying all the extra license fees and so on in order to make the event greener. So it's a huge work. And most probably PDGA will also publish some parts of the report when it's done after the event, so you can see what was implemented and what was done, so you can get some more information through that.
Okay, then the next question, also a bit related to the rally. They said that in Latvia that they will create a report after the rally, so how much people came, how much money they spend and so on, so they can get back to the governance and say, you give us 2 million or 3 million funding, so this is how much we get back to you. So have you done any calculations last year, or maybe you are, that's interesting what you're doing this year, just as you said, so the governance is also funding this event, so maybe that's interesting for them to get back that how much people came and how much money they spent.
Yeah, actually it's also happening this week over here, that we are doing all the statistics, and there will be survey people in the area asking different people, where did you come from, what is your cost for air tickets, what is your cost for hotel, how much money you are spending in Estonia and so on. But the real, actually behind I think it's in Nordic countries, I think it's the same in Finland, I know the rally organizers are doing the same work, is that for governmental institutions you have to prove that this event is generating more tax value than they are supporting. So this is something that, this is some kind of, I'm calling it, it's a governmental business plan, but this is something that they are calculating all the time, and when your event is big enough, then they are eager to support you more. So that's actually mathematics. In Estonia, I think it's 16.7% of the total spent money is calculated to governmental taxes. So because in hotels we have 9% of value-added tax, and normally we have 22, and actually to be very correct is that government is calculating the new money to the country, so that all the new money, all the foreigners, the more foreigners that we can attract from Latvia, Finland, US or Canada, the better the result is in terms or in the eyes of the government.
Okay, and then the last one, so how, I don't know, hard or it was to get the Sound Festival grounds for this event?
For this year it was quite an easy one, but for the next year we had a struggle. But most probably we were competing with Taylor Swift concert, and as we were 2 days ahead with our application, so thank you for Brian and the team, so that we got the information early enough and we could book the house. So unfortunately, Estonians will not see Taylor Swift next year, but they send her to Latvia. Yes, but they will see, I would say, really high-level disc golf festival over here. So we are giving something back in return, but it's not so difficult, but it's really expensive, and we have to be really time-consuming over here. So, for example, everything must be clean on Monday, 12 o'clock midday. So it is going to be a nice task for us, but we have a plan how to do it.
Long night, but we used it. We've actually had this situation before when the disco worked.
We've actually been in this situation before. Actually, I don't remember the year, but when the Disco World Tour was on, Terry probably remembers it. It was supposed to happen here in, I don't know, 2017, 16, yeah. And then Jussi was supposed to organize an event here, and the Queen just paid more. And then the event was cancelled here, so luckily it didn't happen with us next year.
So then basically you are, let's say, renting the hall? Oh, okay.
Unfortunately, yes, we are not owning the place, but it will be nice actually to own it. But yeah, we are renting. Yes, this is owned by Tallinn City, and they have a price list. So for a week you can rent it for around 100,000 euros. So this is what it costs.
So they basically are giving you money and the funding for the festival and asking you back for the venue.
Yes, but we can choose also some other location to do it. But we feel that this is the best we can have over here, which has the best options for close by hotels, transportation, airport, port, center of the city. So it's, I would say, it's ideal location. Yes, we can take it to the forest, but then we are against our targets that to bring events to the people. So we are still following our long-term mission to get Kristi as the biggest clicked sport person in Estonia, and to get disc golf as the most popular sport in Estonia. So we have to do something in the big cities. And as also Silver Leetma told us that when we have also something next year going on in Tartu, so we are attracting Tartu people, and I would say I feel it works, but let's see in a few years how it goes.
From top competition to the new players, from supporting women to funding new courses, PDGA Europe is much more than competition. Visit pdga.com/join and grow the sport.
Can I ask? So I will push it a bit to the future. So the difference from the rally and from other sports is that there are long-term contracts, how the events are organized. So my question is, what's the long-term vision for this? Especially when depending on renting property, which is kind of expensive and you're competing with the highest bidders actually on the market for entertainment. So I'm asking this because I know actually the cases from other sports, either athletics or tennis, on other individual sports, where actually many events were happening actually even for a couple of years, and then they had a problem to get this highest level license, and it just proved to be unsustainable for them in the future. So how you do see the the future some way? Yeah, Silver, that's for you.
We are both silver, so it's good, but we can choose then which one answer. I can tell it from rally, and I feel it works also over here. The less, the first key thing is the less people you have in the payroll all the year long, the better, because then you don't have any money risks, let's say long-term money risks. Here I feel what is excellent in my opinion, what unfortunately I don't see in our rally, is the number of volunteers. So it is really huge, and somehow this disc golf community in Estonia is really open to come to work before the event. I saw a lot of Estonian players. Most of them are not playing. I think nobody is playing over here, but who are building the courses and the holes and cutting lawn, which I would say they sometimes do at the grandpa's house or at their home, but it was really nice to see. And I would say if we don't have any big, let's say, yearly people working and the costs are, let's say, zero after the event basically, then we can easily plan. And let's say when we are not lucky to have a bid or to have some kind of rental agreement or something like this, then we can skip easily 1 year, which we don't want to do because we are we are hunting a goal. So let's see if we can achieve it. But yes, I would say this is the biggest and most important thing. If you start to employ people, then you need to have a big plan. What is good actually in disc golf is the calendar procedure, in my opinion. It's quite, Brian is doing like this, but it's so early on when the events are announced, which is good, because then you have a lot of, like we had the major, we knew the major, okay, I have a feeling, or my experience is like this, so we got the information about the major January or November, okay. So basically we have more than 1 year to prepare or 18 months to prepare.
But is it enough for, I know for government funding this is sometimes difficult because I know in many countries you need to apply. It takes half a year actually for the process to finish and you don't know about the money whether they're guaranteed.
I can tell you an example. We made a WRC rally in 8 weeks. We got the information by phone call, can you make it? It was in the COVID times. Can you make the rally in 8 weeks? And everybody said yes, and then not thinking about how we can get the money. But we got the money in 3 weeks from the government. So actually when the level of the competition is high, I would say to get the money and the decision from the government reserve funding is also easier. But ideally, yes, I would say minimum 9 months. I would say ideally 1 year is the planning procedure to get all the governmental aspects in Estonia at least. So I don't know how it's in different countries. I know that in Finland it's quite difficult to get, and you need to do it a lot beforehand. But for me the calendar so far has been good, but hopefully it stays like this in the future.
I think this event is already huge and very well organized. Maybe what is the things you think you could improve next year, or you see that you could do still better? Because I think it's already the best event in the, I don't know, all the world in disc golf.
We have a lot of plans to do for the next year, but unfortunately, we cannot announce before you see it next year, so we need you to come back to see the event, so it is important. But for sure, we have different things to improve, what we know that we didn't have time to do this year, and we have valuable feedback from the Pro Tour and also from the PDGA, so what are the aspects that maybe we should look into the next year, and then we can plan it better and do everything properly. As I told, sport is the most important thing, to have it regulated correctly, and everything should be clear for the players and officials, and the rest of the things then we are visualizing, and we are visionaries to see what we could do better, and how to combine different sports. That's actually the question, what we wanted to solve also this year. Maybe some kind of idea for you as well. With rally, what we have done, I can tell some examples. You need to find who are the popular people in your country and to involve these people to the sport. So this is the first thing what is important, because through that you can get a lot of different followers. And we did it with Anett Kontaveit. She used to be women's #2 in tennis. We put her to Ott Tänak's car to do a co-drive. We built a tennis court on top of our national museum, and we shot it with drones and helicopters when they're playing on the tennis court with other rally drivers. We have done disc golf throws from the top of the ski jumping hill together with Kalle Roompere and Teemu Suninen, and local disc golf stars. So I would say that we have done some, how you call it, influencer things. So who are the biggest influencers in Estonia, to do some test drives, to show them around, to make them feel like important persons in the event. And through that we can get a lot of different followers. And even with a tennis player, it was funny is that the tennis association also asked us to combine the information, so that so they were showing the rally, we were showing the tennis, so it's like mixing different fans. We have done skiing in the summertime in our rally, so that the rally car was driving in 30 degrees of warm, and we built the snow, real snow to the side of the road, and the skiers were racing on the snow to promote skiing. We have had biathlon teams doing biathlon shots together with rally drivers. So we are trying to mix the sports. This was actually one idea. Maybe I can put it on the table to have it over here. We have course number 12, I think, where we have the under 33 basket. It's 8. And we had a plan, there is one tarmac area, or let's say old tarmac area. We had a plan to build a beach volley court, so that the beach volley teams are playing before the players are coming. And just before the players start to throw, they stop the game and then they throw over the beach volley court, so that we can film two sports at a time to combine the fans. Of course, we would find then maybe a pair of players from Latvia and a pair of players from Estonia to combine even the countries and the fans of different countries. So actually I would say this is something we target for the future, to combine different sports, different fans, and to get different people attracted to disc golf, because social media is mighty nowadays, so it is quite easy to spread the word.
if I can just, have one more question actually related to all of these connections. I see disc golf a little bit different from all the other sports. And it's just because right now, the world focus is on one provider of the streaming service. So disc golf is not on television. It's not, rally you can still see on Eurosport or, other outlets, but really disc golf is now basically provided on one outlet, which actually governs the sport. And all the tools you're looking for attracting new viewers and so on are viewers for your events or Estonian disc golf, but not necessarily viewers of that network. That I can see that may cause a problem because, you some way fulfilling the goals which may not help to promote your event worldwide.
I understand what you mean, but it's, I would say, it has to work like a pyramid. You have PDGA, who is responsible, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but who is responsible of the sports general. So to run the worlds and different events, but they are running the sports and the players and the rankings and so on. For them, I would say it is really important to engage as many players as possible around the world to cover all the continents, to make it the best sport in the world and so on. For the promoter, it is important to get a lot of viewers, subscribers and so on. Yes, you are correct. Here we are going a little bit away from each other, but I would say all these aspects and also for the organizer, for us it's really important that Estonian people see this sport in TV, because then we can engage nationally, a lot of people playing and following the fans, following the stars like Kristin and Albert and Silverlet, and then buying the subscription from Pro Tour to watch them abroad, and then even starting to play and getting the PDGA license or membership. So actually it works like a pyramid. Eventually everybody wins. Yes, initially it sounds like we are taking a part away and it's only for Estonia, but it starts to work like a ball. It starts rolling and rolling, and it will get more and more people involved. And then everybody, there are more people who are buying the subscription, more people who are doing the license, and everybody wins eventually.
We are actually showing the DGPT subscription ads in Estonian television where they are commentating and showing this event. So it works in exactly the same way.
Because that may be, but this is related to the problem because DGN has most subscribers still in US. And the viewing times for, say, FPO are unfeasible for the American market. So I think this is the biggest hurdle for advancement of the European part of the tour, just because they cannot sell.
We just need to have more competitions in Europe. Easy solution.
Yeah,
in a way,
egg
yes.
and a chicken.
In a way, yes, more competitions, but
The opposite at night. I watch FPO, the American competition. I only see Christian and company. FPO is at night.
I understand, but what someone is saying is that may be a hurdle in the future if the viewership of the subscription doesn't go up in Europe. And it's great that you're making promotions for that, but that may be the biggest hurdle I can see.
So I don't know DGPT subscribers now.
DGN.
Just to give you some idea, so last year Terry which is now as well, and Delphi TV, we had almost 40,000 unique viewers for the European Championships, and I'm pretty sure it will go up for this event. So we are talking about huge numbers actually.
And about the distribution of the sport in the world, right now, this year, we are, at the beginning of the year, we were PDGA members coming from Europe were around 15% of global. Now we are around more than 17. We're around 17 and a half. I mean, Europe is growing in the whole scheme of things, so think big, think big.
We're talking about entertainment.
I mean the distribution of the sport, so it seems like European is gaining weight on the global.
Yeah, but Kristi, so my question is, this is about entertainment, not about players. I think it's great. What I see here is to sell the sport as entertainment. It's a great goal, and I love it. I must say, I love it. But the problem is to sell it nowadays, it's extremely tough. Even if you do like the best event in the world, some way many people may say, who cares? Nobody is watching. Because people are watching on Estonia, yes, that's great, but the viewers in US have it at 4 o'clock in the morning.
I feel that it's, as they say before, it's a combination. Not all events should be at this golf festival. It makes no sense. But you should have a few of those, and then the rest are the classical way. Yeah.
All right, changing subjects for a moment. First of all, I just want to say I've been involved in more than 40 world championships, a bunch of majors and all the DGPTs, and what I saw last night gave me goosebumps. It was absolutely incredible, and I know the best part is that's just the start of this weekend. And so immediately, just thank you for everything that we saw even just last night, all the kudos that you've been receiving, your entire team, so well deserved. I couldn't wait to even just talk about it on the podcast I had. But my question really is, okay. But my real question is, when we see top-level players here and we see what can be possible, inevitably the bigger player base, the amateurs, then want to say, oh, can we get there? Can we play there? Will they maybe host an amateur world championships or something of that nature? Do you guys have any goals of having other divisions sometime in the future? Or do you feel like your primary focus will always be on the top players, having the top professionals here? And no judgment, no matter what your answer is. I'm just curious, because people will want to ask, because when you put on a show like this, people will say, well, how do I get there? How can I be part of it?
Yeah, this festival is top-level event meant for top-level field. But for example, next week, Ralf, 1/4 of our core team, organizes an event in Tartu for amateurs, 100 baskets, 500 players. So, for example, I'm organizing every start of June in Pärnu, the third biggest city of Estonia, Latitude 64 festival. This year there were 400 plus players, 5 courses, all that. So we are mixing all year long this combination of events. One major or huge event a year plus other events. And I'm board member of Estonian Disc Golf Federation as well. So we try to use that know-how there as well, how to do it this way, that the classic format works as like a cup events, Estonian Championships, all that by book. Then there are this promotional events, and then there's one like a cherry on top festival. I think Ralf is organizing 10 plus events, where every event there is like over 200 players. So, and the biggest one is next week. So dude is basically packing up on Sunday and driving to Tartu and starting putting up all around Tartu 100 baskets. So it's like a marathon, like 10 plus hours, 25, 30 kilometers, and 500 people are willing to pay for that to have that fun disc golf experience. So.
Just one more sentence. So what I'm some way saying the whole Europe what can do to support event like this, to get more viewers of the online content from Europe, I think it's extremely essential, because otherwise we'll always be in a different time zone. We really need to push it.
Yes, that's one part, but the other thing is
whole
that you should like ask us or whoever you think is the right person how to do things. For example, Elvis Brown's, Martin's Latvian guys We have collaborated from the start. Elvis came to me, said, I'm willing to drive in the middle of winter to Pärnu, the city. Let's meet there. I want to know about disc golf. I want to do the same as you are doing. And basically, they are doing the same in Latvia. He has Latitude 64 festival there as well, like 270 players. Have grown the sport in a situation where from zero to a certain level, I'd say in 2-3 years, Latvia is one of the fastest growing disc golf countries in Europe. And that's all of sharing the expertise. For me, it's weird that there's so much information out there, but like, for example, Austrian guys and other guys are not asking anything. Just ask, and I'll tell how it's done. I'm not competing with Austria or Latvia or Lithuania. I'll give all I know, and it's like a 1 hour talk, and you're already like 10 times smarter.
This is where PDGA Europe acts as a facilitator.
I can add to this. So some of you know we have run Tallinn for many years. Now it's used to be the biggest event in Europe. Now there are many events that are like that, but it started kind of the same way. I went to US, saw that, hey, this is neat thing, I can do this. Asked the GBO guys, like, how should we do? Like, what should we do? Sit a day with the TD and told everything what I need to know. Now, 10 years later, we already decided that we don't run Tune this year at all. But at the same, just after that decision, the guys from Sweden, Jarva, Simon and Martin, they asked like, hey, we want to run a big tournament. Can you help us? And next week, Tune is played in Stockholm. Like, why wouldn't we help them to do what they want? And it doesn't have as many players as before, but now it's still a really good multi-course event that is an experience for all the players. And it would have been way different without them asking how to do it. And all this information, is it media, events, or spectator experience, or whatever, I'm 100% sure that all of us will share the information, because we are all in the same mission to do the same, grow disc golf as a sport, but also as a professional sport, and experience for the players and for the spectators, and especially for all the new players and fans.